We're going live.
That
Oh, Lord. Well, everybody, welcome to the Cloud9 podcast, season 8, episode 14. So, this is going to be an interesting episode because we are going to end up talking about the past best of fives from the LCS 2023 Summer Split Playoffs. JDG win the LPL 2023 Summer Split, and also Faker has returned to play with T1. And if he didn't, there's a good chance the players on T1's heads would have probably all exploded. So there's not that much to really cover as far as like big announcements for the channel. I think, looking back at, League of Legends as it is, like just for the LCS, I mean, we were contemplating starting at 6:30, but then I thought to myself, I'll just message Sean and we're going to be like, yeah, let's just start at 6 because NRG should be kind of winning this Golden Guardian series, 3-1, actually. So we also have the two other teams that ended up getting knocked out of the season, actually, for the LCS. Dignitas and 100 Thieves. Dignitas and managed to move on, and so did Team Liquid, actually. And I know I have to change this title up because I thought I put 100 Thieves would actually crush Team Liquid. So let me rewrite this. Let me put C9 crush EG. There we go. Let's just say this is all calculated.
Oh my god. 100 Thieves cross Team Liquid.
Why would that not be a thing, though? Come on. Are you saying that couldn't be a thing?
No, it was obvious it wouldn't be a thing, no.
No, that was going to be like the ultimate, like, big fat moment where it's like, yeah, I predicted for them. But no, realistically, it was kind of like a back thought in my head that maybe 100 Thieves were like secretly really good in scrims, but no, it just turns out they've just been dog shit. Like, I didn't really care about my prediction for them against Team Liquid, so I said that they would win. I probably should have just said TL would win, but I really didn't care, honestly, about the result because Team Liquid are not good, and a majority of the teams in the LCS are pretty bad for the most part. But yeah, what's up, Gunnar? How you doing, man? New place? Yes, sir. I've been here for about a couple of weeks so far. I've been really enjoying it. And as you guys know, we can only really do, we're only going to be doing the Cloud9 podcast live streamed on here. And then let me go to Twitch really quickly and let me
I like the new
set this for League of Legends. What's someone talking about, Willis? Oh, Lord. We'll talk about the LCK in a little bit. We'll probably just end up starting there because I'm going to be honest here. For the last part of the LCK, like the last few games, it's not that I didn't care about them. I watched them, but it's like, let's just get to the playoffs. Like, every single league is basically either like done with their playoffs or they're just starting them. And the LCK should probably already be, on their playoffs right now, actually. And basically, it's going to be kind of like, do people think that T1 can obviously make a run to the finals given their stretch where, they were getting absolutely booty blasted by completely everybody, and then Faker comes back. They win against, what was the names? They went against Nongshim and they went against Live Sandbox, actually. But to be fair, that should actually just go without saying that they would win against those teams. Those teams are extremely bad. But most people would say, like, could they have won against those teams if Kobe was still playing? And I'm probably going to say no. I don't think they would have won if Kobe was playing. But I would say that they would win if Faker was playing. And yeah, I did say that, if Faker comes back, there's most likely a chance that, they're going to start looking good again. But that's just, a very, very interesting thing we'll talk about. Yeah, man. I sent you the link already. So right when you want to join, you can if you want to. Okay. I was hoping we start at 5, but holy crap, Chaz, he stood me up. He was like, "I'm gonna go date a black girl," and I was like, "You do that? That's how you go to jail." Actually. Oh shit. So yeah, that's just how I feel about the LCK so far. I just wanted the playoff series to basically start for the LCK because I'm gonna be honest, you guys. I need to look at the playoff bracket right now because I honestly wasn't that interested in the final week. Not because it's not interesting or to see the teams play or watching Gen G play, because everyone knows I love Gen G, but like, bruh, we need to get some of these playoff series started. All right, for summer, your top 6 teams, DRX actually did it, everybody. They had ended up being so dog shit to a point where there was a good chance because the LCK had been so bad, right? So bad. This was absolutely terrible for the LCK to have. Look at it this way. DRX right at a point where they were going to get out of playoffs knocked out. But that T1 situation happened where they managed to get that clutch T1 best of 3 win. Then they ended up managing to actually win against the other teams with worse records. So you're going to probably ask, how does that work? So if you're a team like them trying to make it to the playoffs, you have to win at least one best of 3 against the top team. Just one. You don't have to get a 2-0. You got to go at least 1-1 with one of the top teams. Then you also have to, win all your other best of 3s against everyone worse than you, while by losing to everyone better than you. So someone's gonna be like, "How's that possible?" Guys, they're a bad team, and these formats have been trashed for years. I won't kill the messenger. I'm just telling you how it works. So basically, DRX ended up getting the nice 2 wins that they needed to have to make it actually into the playoffs. They managed to, and also people factor in, given how the schedule was already made, they actually, had the easy schedule. They ended up beating Kwangdong Freaks, who just looked like ass, and then they beat OK Savings Bank Bro, who always showed that they were a little bit better than what a lot of people thought, but never really made much of it. And I've never been a huge fan of teams like that. It's, some teams, they'll play better than you expect, but I mean, I never call those teams good. I always just think teams are like, they play a bit better than you expect. I would never call those teams good. They're just like better than what you expect. So I don't know what kind of word you would use them. They're just like peak mid. That's what the kids say nowadays. We'll call them mid. So Humble Life ended up getting that 2-0 over DK. I was watching that series though. So for DK, whenever I'm watching their games, Kana is like just, I don't know anymore, man. That guy's big reason why they lose a lot of their games.
Yeah.
Canyon and Showmaker not on the same page like they're used to be. Canyon has been trying so hard to get them to win that he's been looking bad himself. And I mean, I've seen players in that position to the point where, like, he's arguably the best player on the team, and he's trying to do everything he can, but there's literally only so much you can do. Like, people are saying that Dev's playing very well, and yeah, Dev is playing very well, but I'll be honest with you guys, Dev's not going to be the guy to, like, 1v5 carry a whole fucking game. He's just not that guy. That guy anymore.
But he
can carry a game, but he's not going to be that big, aggressive, take over the whole game kind of guy. He's like a fit-in team player kind of guy.
But don't forget earlier in the season when he was out for like 2 series and he looked horrendous without him. It's the same thing with T1. Yeah. It's like he's there. Sometimes you don't got to be the best player on the team. You just got to be the best person on the team.
Well, this is why they have Deft, and I told people this at the start of the year. They have Deft because Deft is going to be the guy where you give him less, like no resources, a gank every once in a while. He'll either win a lane, but he'll never sack and lose the lane. He'll always just go even, and that's fine. Yep. And then in team fights, he played team fights. Did people not see that Kaisa team fight he had, a while ago? Like, people saw that Kaisa team fight he had. He did amazing. His team fighting is like really good, actually. His team fighting is great. It's just Deft is not bad. It's just more like he's not going to be like Pays or Berserker or fucking Noah. He's just not that kind of guy. He's going to carry you a team fight, but he needs there's certain ADCs where he's going to have to do that better than. I think the meta for him is good, but I don't know why they have Kellen in. That guy's trash. I'm sorry. He sucks. I don't know how this guy's on a top team. Next year, because people said Canyon and Showmaker's contracts are up. So who's to know if they stay on DK anymore, actually? Well, a lot of big name pro players from the LCK contracts are up. So there could realistically be a super team of basically the old Griffin plus Canyon.
Oh god,
that would be disgusting.
I mean,
and that would win the league.
It's pretty crazy though how many go to LPL, and people are wondering why LCK is just weaker now. But yeah, also, Mrs. said that she's angry at you that you started the stream at the same time as hers, which makes me on both right now. And she said, "Fuck off, he's mine." That's what she said.
Tell her 45 minutes. Tell her 45 minutes, man.
I mean, you can jump off if you want to, man.
And she didn't even invite me, but then again, I told her I couldn't be on tonight. Dude, well, I'm not gonna lie. I was watching this series and fell asleep. I'm
not gonna lie. Can I be honest? I literally started watching at game 3 because I knew NRG had a chance to win. I remember I predicted for them too.
I fell asleep.
I knew they would win.
I fell asleep at game 2 because
everyone was predicting for Golden Guardians, but I forgot last week we didn't predict for those 2 series. I'm not gonna lie here. I guess you could say, what's that, hindsight 2.0? Yeah. I'd be honest here. I would have predicted for NRG. I'm not gonna. I predicted NRG against Team Liquid.
I don't want NRG
here's the
in
thing.
Worlds.
They always choke in the playoffs, so that's the thing. But then because they beat Team Liquid or whatnot, then I had faith in them.
I got no faith in NRG if they get to Worlds. I don't understand how.
No, they made Worlds. They're a second seed or one of us.
I got no faith in them.
I'm gonna go now because this is too much. These 2 screens. I'm sorry, but thanks for inviting me anyway. I'll try to go like next week, I guess, if I can. But before I leave, though, I just wanted to show you this.
Hang up on her, Cole. She gonna shit on you anyway. You better hang up on her.
Yeah, come on. I just wanted to show you this.
Okay.
Before I leave, explain this.
Okay.
I said this is me saying they should make Worlds. They're definitely a top 4 team, and MSK saying no.
Half the things you talk about in League,
Cole,
we've
been said that. I said NRG should have been first if they didn't turn their brain off.
Yeah, if they didn't lose all those teams, did you show it? They were 9-3 against the top teams and
so
3-7 against the bottom teams.
For anyone who sees this, I'm not saying I'm an avid NRG believer, but I did say that when they are on form, they could honestly clap most people. The problem with that is they're not on average on form. That's the thing. But I want to make sure I put this out there. That's in regular season BO1s. It's not best of 5s. When you have best of series, you can see more of a team than just a random best of 1 game.
I'm gonna tell you this.
They're definitely less coin flippy now. But anyway, sorry, I have to go.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Tell 76 I love her.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to join next week. Sorry. Have a good day,
fuck
Chaz.
yourself. Canada sucks.
You,
Cole, when you get a chance, drop her link in my private chat and Twitter that I can sneak for the back door later.
The back door? Oh
yeah.
Ooh,
I was sneaking her back door. That big old butt.
Oh Lord. Okay, so let's finish off the LCK and then we're gonna go talk about the LPL, then the LCS. Okay, so LCK. The playoffs are set. A lot of people are going like, yeah, DRX can do it. Not to be the bearer of bad news. This team had a not even less than 50-50 record or sub 500 or whatever they say.
Oh, not even close to 50-50. It wasn't even close.
So be like they went 6-12. Guys, that's terrible.
That is 33%. That's 33%.
You're close. 37, actually. You're really close.
37? No, you mean 6-12.
6-12
is 33%.
Oh my goodness, I was looking at the wrong games. You're right about the one part. Yes. So in series wins, they were 33%.
Yeah.
I was looking at series to game score. In game score,
yeah.
Sorry. In game score, they went 16-27. So you guys know what that win rate is? That is a 37% win rate. And the only games they ever really won were game 1s of series. They only ever won game 1s. If they didn't win a game 1, they on average got their assholes destroyed.
Got 2-0. Yeah, no, it got 2-0. Like
that KT Roaster syndrome from last split. Win game 1, get fisted in the other 2 games.
Yep.
So the playoff series. So those are your 6 teams. I mean, these are the 6 teams we kind of thought. We're like, at a certain point, man, I was thinking like, yeah, the DRX can sneak in. The teams below them are so much worse, and they're not good either. But the teams are so much worse. At that point in any league, sports, traditional, anyone, it's free for the taking. If you're that much better than, let's say this can of nuts is full of shit, right? And let's say I had this can, but it's also full of shit. But this can of shit is taller than the smaller can of shit. Yeah. This one's better. This is taller, and it's better, and it'll fill me up faster. See my point there, guys? It doesn't matter if leagues are this bad. Any team like that could sneak in, honestly. I mean, you can also apply the same logic to the LPL too, but, just want to make sure people understand my analogies. Faker came back. They looked good. The thing here is, I don't know how the other people in the LCK are going to see that. So in the offseason, when these players go into free agency, because I think most of them are outside of Faker and Owner, okay, it's a double-edged sword. So how people see them is, did they grief Poby? That might be an actual narrative. Did they grief Poby? Right?
But the issue is Poby was the only option they had. Because the crazy part about it, because I want the Challenger League. Poby goes back down to the Challenger League. It's smurfs all over the team. That's the issue. Poby is good enough for the Challenger League. Don't ever put him back in that else.
Do you think if he was on like a random another team, not a top team, he can't be on any top team. He screwed his chances with that. If he was on like a Lit Sandbox or a non-ship, do you think he would look better?
No, I think he'd still be bad. I think the issue is Poby is the definition of guy who's good enough to be in the minor leagues. It's baseball. There are players who can hit 600 home runs in the minor leagues, come to the MLB, strike out 50 times in 50 at bats, and go right back down. He's not good enough to be in the LCK. He's good enough to be in the Challenger League. I mean, if you do put him on a Live Sandbox or a Namshim or a what's the other team?
The problem with that is he's still gonna look bad.
He's still gonna look bad, but it's like
not even just he's not a good player at that kind of level. It's more like those kind of teams are not going to give him good pieces anyway. So by default, even if he was playing good, he would still have a bad team around him, which would cause another negative narrative around him too.
But this shows he has to be on a team where he's not the leader. Because
he cannot be the guy calling the shots early game, because that's bad. You cannot be Jace and lose to Nico and be 40 CS down. Guys, that is unacceptable, and that's unacceptable for any mid laner, not just Poby or any LCK or LPL. If you counterpick a champion and you are 40 CS down and you buy your most crucial item 21 minutes in, you're trash. You get the fuck off the stage. That's unacceptable. Like that's not even like mental pressure. I don't know what's happened to the man. Got to just reset, come back potentially next year, because as you guys know, the LCK is going to have their salary cap, which I've been advocating for all the leagues to have. LPL has one, LCK now has one. Can't wait for the other leagues to have one. I can't wait for. I'm calling it right now. The other leagues will have them, but that's another discussion for another podcast for another week. So the first matchups for the playoffs is Humble Life Esports versus DRX on Tuesday. So it'd be like it'd be Tuesday, and you have Wednesday, DK versus T1. So I'm not really sure how the playoff brackets are going to work. So I'm pretty sure it works like the LCSs, right? The bottom seeds don't get a the bottom seeds don't get a second round. Nope. I'm pretty sure, or a second chance. So it depends on if you're fifth or sixth. So like DRX doesn't get a second chance, and neither does who's the fourth seed? I'm pretty sure it's T1. Yeah. If T1 lose this series, then they are potentially out of the playoffs. I don't know how that would have huge implications for going to Worlds, but yeah, they can't really lose against DK. To be fair, given how DK is, I could see T1 winning, honestly.
Yeah, I could see T1 winning. Like literally, they just have to go in the mindset and not defeat themselves. That is like the easiest thing to say. But the biggest thing was like them in general. They're starting to get their confidence back, but like, and I realized Faker's gonna have to lead from the front. These guys, we've shown they cannot lead. Because the issue is they're so used to the mid laner leading that when they got a new mid laner for time being, no one stepped the fuck up. It was just five people. There was no one person and the people. It was literally just
like five random players from solo queue just going at it.
Yeah,
and there's a reason why that doesn't work competitively, because if you have no team cohesion or chemistry or any level of teamwork, it just all falls apart. They were just Remember, they were just like randomly flipping Barons, like just cuz.
Yeah.
What are you doing? They weren't even in a position on the map to do that. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're about to be in for some hell for about a few weeks, actually. But yeah, those are the next games coming up. Hololive is not good themselves, but against DRX, fuck it. I guess Hololive win. Honestly, if Hololive win, guys, DRX's year is over. Remember that. It's over. Yeah. They're a 6th seed. I guess we're going by championship point. I think they have this with LCK. They won't have barely any. But I'm pretty sure they don't have championship points for the LCK.
I don't believe so.
I mean, pretty sure that's... I don't think so. But DRX's season is over if they lose. That's done. T1, yeah. I'm pretty sure they'll have a regional qualifier. They'll at least have regional qualifier because they made second in spring, which people say spring doesn't matter, but having good showings in springs can give you that lifeblood to save yourself later on in summer if you have a bad summer. So, all right, after that, let's go to the LPL. So we didn't get a chance to talk about this because I didn't watch the series between BLG and LNG. So BLG. So let's keep this in mind with BLG. Okay, I know Chaz likes the BLG. I'm not gonna really shit on them. I'm just gonna argue for them to a certain extent. A lot of people look at things like that and go, "Isn't that a disappointment that they got first in the regular season? Massive, amazing record, one of the best LPL records ever, like ever." Yeah. Here's the thing, guys. People don't understand. In leagues this competitive, just because you get first doesn't mean you'll automatically win the finals. I don't know where people get that from. Like, it's like predicting wise.
It don't mean that like at this point, it shows that you won't even make.
You can get third finals and almost win, against JDG at a certain point now. So the thing here, guys, is if people buy into this narrative that the LPL is the best region, okay, so you would have to buy in that this league has some of the best teams in the world, right? So if you're looking at the top four, you had Billy, JDG, LNG, and Top Esports, right? Those are your top four. LNG and Top Esports finished 12-4. They had a 3-6 win record to end off their splits. Then you had JDG, three win streak to end the split, 29-7 overall in the split. BLG, 30-7, and a 9 best-of-3 winning streak. Okay, so BLG themselves, arguably, you could say, is the second best team in the world. Arguably, because if someone said, "What about the LCK?" Yeah, BLG fisted Gen G, guys. I love me some Gen G, but Yagao took his fat cock out, and I mean fat cock. We're talking Jason Love cock, and he just shoved it all the way down Gen G's throat. And people were like, "Oh, what about T1?" BLG also fisted T1. And JDG also beat T1 too. Remember, guys, these are their best teams, and they completely destroyed the LCK teams. Now, some people say now it's a bit different now. Now you have KT Rolster. Guys, T1's not as good as they were in spring toward MSI. Gen G, Doran's laning phase is so suspect, and how they play the game sometimes is very, I don't say slow. I don't think their play style matches up very well into either BLG or JDG. So the thing I'm getting at is, just because a team gets first in the regular season doesn't mean, I'm not saying it doesn't mean anything because this is a strong league. I'm saying it doesn't automatically mean you'll win the split. There's a good chance you'll win the split because you're probably the best team, but anything can happen in a best of 5. And when they face JDG again, they're currently 19-5 against JDG without winning a single best of 5. Okay. Now, keep in mind, JDG might go down as one of the best teams ever in league's history if they win Worlds this year. Because JDG also have a nice little fun fact about them too. JDG, from the start of their inception from this year, have not lost a best of 5 series. You know how rare it is for a team to have that in league? And they're doing it in the best region, and they're doing it at international competition as well at MSI. So people can't say, "Oh, well, they lost at MSI," or no, they've never lost a best of 5 series at all. They won every series in spring, they won every series in MSI, and they won every series in summer. Okay? So if you're looking at how good JDG is, there's a good chance BLG loses to them. Now, in the fashion that they lose, that's just embarrassing for BLG. But I'm not going to, let's say, knock down BLG because JDG are better than them. Because BLG would clap any team that's not JDG, though. So that would automatically make them, by default, the second best team anyway. So I don't know where that narrative came from, that they're not good. It's like, no. Just because there's two really good teams, they're just by sports standards, there has to be one better. Okay, guys? There has to be someone else better. But that doesn't mean the second best team is not better than everybody below them. Come on, guys. BLG is clapping every team in the LCS. They're fisting the LEC. And they're probably fisting the minor region team.
The issue is if the team JDG's losing team, you'll look at it like, how is BLG clapping these teams, but then gets clapped by a team that loses to these teams? It's the whole narrative with the energy. It's the whole energy narrative. But
do you know how it's like this? Some team styles just play better than other team styles. That's just all it is. BLG's specific style of playing the game was going to run down most teams. JDG's is, I'm not saying it's like not as refined as BLG's. JDG like to, I would say, play with their food. You know how in the LPL, like, Knight will do something really good, but he likes to kind of like stay able to. Okay, I'll say this. Remember we were watching the LPL finals? Remember when he walked up there to get like 2 kills, but he just died as Jace? It's like, remember, because JDG, as good as they are, and I've always said this about Knight. I think Knight is great. Overrated sometimes, but Knight is good. You can punish his over-aggression. Yigao's not the over-aggressive guy. Yigao is only going to do a play that is basically, I 100% kill you. Knight will kill someone, just straight up outlane them to death. Then he's like, you know what? I'm probably half health. I'm probably like half mana too. I'll just stick around. No, he should probably base. Yigao will always base after he solo kills someone. Yigao's always going to take that base. Knight will not. Neither will Ruler. Nobody on JDG will give up an advantage even when they've taken you down. BLG are more like I'm going to do the most calculated play that I feel like is going to net me the best advantage. JDG are going to do that, what I just said, but then kind of overstay. Now, it's up to you as a league player which style you like more. There's not a right or wrong answer because it's just a preference. It's just more like, I could see why JDG style would be a little bit more better than theirs, specifically into their players, because remember, JDG are not going to let you just get anything for free. They're always going to fight you. Always. BLG are going to kind of give you some up. You know, they'll be like, hey, I can't contest this right now, even when they clearly can. Like some of the games they lost, JDG, they could do a bit better. Why are they giving up this many advantages? It's like, they know how to play better than this. These are like basic things, guys. This is not anything complicated, I'm saying. So with BLG, they've qualified for Worlds anyways. If they're picked in a group, if anyone puts them, because Korea plays traditionally better than the LPL in groups, let's say, so this is the thing, literally, all they have to do in group stage is get first place and not face JDG. If they get first place and they're on the opposite bracket of JDG, there's a good chance this team makes the run to the finals. I will say this right now, I think BLG potentially has a good shot at making the finals, honestly, as long as they get first place in the group. So you have an easier opponent, easier Worlds team. Let's be honest, it's gonna be all LCK and LPL teams, let's be honest here. Then you don't face JDG potentially until like semis or finals, actually. That's the best shot BLG are going to have. But let's be honest here. If BLG's in a group of like, they're the second seed, right? So that means they would probably get like Fnatic, NRG, and probably some random fuck PCS team or some shit, you know?
I mean, if BLG is second, because I know this year is random the way they pick them.
The playing stage is going to be like random, honestly.
Because knowing BLG, he might get put in a group with Go to Guardians. We don't know. It's like,
because the thing is, they could be in a group of like Golden Guardians, fucking Fnatic or some shit. But it's like, are you really going to take the field over BLG in that group? It's like, no, I probably won't.
I won't take anybody from the West. The only team I think that could beat them in the East is KT and JDG. Genji it's like I
think Genji's playstyle just does not work against that team. It's just a complete counter opposite playstyle that they like. Ben is just gonna put Doran into the dirt. Let's just be honest here. Like that's just not even close. Like Yagao can. It's the thing is, someone can be better than you in League, but as long as you have players to just match that, it's gonna equal out. Yigao's not better than Chovy, but Yigao can match up to Chovy. That's all you need.
Like
all you need is just to be matched up. very well, and
It's
you're
literally
fine.
like same thing in card games. It's the deck and the duelist. It's like sometimes if the player play the bad champion, but that player knows how to play that champion, it's like eventually that person is just gonna outplay you because he's
Yeah.
just got a champion. And that's
Then the whole LNG thing. Hey, I'm glad LNG played as well as they did. I mean, they were up in the series against JDG, but this is what happens when teams like that get ahead in a series that most people don't think they're gonna get ahead in, which is it's that game 4 itis, which is like you're ahead in the game, you have the better comp yourself, but then you yourself start making plays that don't even make sense. Like when JDG got that Baron against LNG, why would Gala himself flash in on Jinx to kill himself? You know, when he knows he can't get those kills. I know you can't get those kills. I played Jinx forever. I know you can't get those kills. And then other times in the series, you're like, they can win. They themselves have more confidence playing into JDG than BLG do. And given both LNGs and JDG series against each other, like, yeah, you could even argue maybe LNG's the third best team in the world at this point. You know, they've really showed that, hey, JDG, you can beat them. If you punish their over-aggression and you focus one of their lanes, you could potentially win against them. The thing with LNG is this is what happens when you have weaker players than another team. This is where that other, the coin flips. So when you have weaker players than another teams, this is where it comes into. It's like, this guy's not going to be able to close out. This guy's not going to be able to really push his lead exactly where he can. You know, it's just like 369 was just decimating Zika on Poppy, but then Zika would play Cassante better. But the thing here is, this is the reason why, you know, JDG is a bit better of a team is 369 will sacrifice playing a carry if it means playing a tank, so his team wins a team fight better. You have a better chance, longer game of winning a team fight. Yep. You know, like Ruler will take the Aphelios and know he has a bad matchup against Xayah because he knows later in the game he'll be more effective on Aphelios than Gala will on like Jinx or Xayah too. That's why I love the LPL. It's such a mind of how to see League. You know, I love it. But I told you this. I know Top Esports. I'm just saying. I think Rookie and Jackie Love are good, but the rest of the team is not. You know.
Yeah.
I think Top Esports are a top team in the LPL. Don't get me wrong, but I knew they had no shot at winning the title. There's no way you can fucking tell me that Wayward winning a title. Oh God, please kill me. Please throw me out the fucking window at that point. If Wayward wins a title, I'm not watching League for a fucking year. That guy's terrible, man. But you know, if you have Rookie on your team, anything's possible, actually. So what do you think, man? What do you think about the LPL finals? You watched them, right?
Yeah, I just finished them it was right before the leaks LCS started. Yeah, I was like, I wasn't surprised. Like I've been saying, the issue with LG and it's the same thing with EDG to a lesser extent. These teams let teams stay in for too long. When you do that, you open your chance. And you said it. It's like you gotta stop playing with your food. Like that's the one thing I like about BLG. If they have a chance to close the up, they go close the up.
BLG's not giving people chances to come in
because it's like the whole but let's be entertained. Fuck entertain. I'm trying.
It's not like being entertaining. It's more like their champions are stronger, so they think they can do more than they could. But you don't need to do more than you can. You could base, get your items, come back stronger. Then you could just be on the map whenever you want to. You know, and that LNG game, remember game 2 where they completely just like destroyed them? It showed you can beat them. You can take them down. You have to, because I know like Thorn and Monty said, how can you ban them out? You don't try to win by banning them out. That's ridiculous. You have to come in with an actual game plan. Which lane are we focusing? Who can we take down? We need to just play through that. Then when they catch on to us ganking that guy and focusing that guy, you need to switch it up. And LNG did that. They're the best team at playing against JDG, you know? And I think that's the reason why BLG never found that out. BLG's biggest issue is they never figured out what do they need to do against them. Because the way BLG plays against JDG has to be different than the way they play against LNG and the way they play against other teams. And I think that won't be a problem when they face anybody worse than them. But against these guys specifically, they're going to need a better game plan. Now, hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have same region brackets at Worlds. Please, for the love of God, please don't do that again. I have hate seeing that for all these many years. But hopefully we can see BLG against like KT, the BLG Gen G rematch. Hopefully that happens at Worlds. That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, JDG have won spring, MSI, and summer. No best of fives lost at all. They're literally a front runner to win Worlds this year. I mean, I'll be picking them to win Worlds, obviously. Never had a team do the Grand Slam ever, so be great to have, honestly. Have you watched?
There's never been a
G2 came the closest. G2 came the closest. It was a Western team.
I thought T1. Oh man, I thought T1 came the closest because the 3 World one. I saw one of them won MSI and World the same year.
No, so I mean, people mentioned the 2016 one. No, they won spring and MSI, but they lost to KT in the summer split playoffs before that.
Okay. Grant. Okay, that's me. T1 has won MSI and World in the same year.
Yes, but that summer split to make the finals in that specific in their playoff system, they lost to KT. So they didn't get to go to the summer finals. It was KT versus Rocks. They won the world championship as the 2nd seed.
But
okay. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? They lost in the playoffs.
I'm not gonna lie. I would not be pissed because I still won Worlds. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they literally won MSI and Worlds. That's
how. Hey, okay. That's how I see it. Because I'm thinking, okay.
You know how many titles Faker has? He has like 10.
Yeah,
he's just sitting there with his trophies like this.
He just wants to get 4, man. He just wants. Right?
Can he ever get? Dude, I mean, last year probably was one of his. I don't say his last shot, but it was a.
It was one of his best shots. Like to me, I think if he probably had like a better top or jungle, he probably would have won. I think if he would have had a better top laner or somebody, because
LNG's qualified for Worlds too, right? Because they beat EDG, I think.
Oh,
I don't know because someone said EDG won against LNG. I don't know because the last match
I'm watching the series.
LNG.
I'm watching the series.
I don't know who won.
LNG. All I know is LG. I remember watching the first 2 games this morning because, I was tired. I was tired as fuck this morning, dude. I went to sleep.
Tonight is Weibo versus Top Esports. I mean, Cagel's gonna have a fucking cum load if Weibo wins. Could you imagine a world where Weibo wins? Oh shit!
I imagine a world where Weibo loses. Oh my god, Cagel's copium take is gonna be 9,000.
But due to the points that LNG would have, LNG if they beat EDG, because I haven't seen the series yet. If LNG,
I'm watching it right now.
Then it'll be a World.
Like right now,
without that JDG, BLG, and LNG, fuck. Just so stacked already.
And the great part, there's a world where none of them win. There's a crazy part.
That's the crazy part about Worlds coming up later this year. Is there's a good chance that theoretically the top 3 teams in the world could be at Worlds and none of them win. Well, JDG has probably the better chance of winning out of all of them.
I think the best way is this.
Don't forget, Korea is very good at winning Worlds. They literally have won Worlds last year, and they've won the last 2 World Championships from 2020 to now. I mean, they've topped their groups. Don't forget, and people saying the LCK is weak right now. Guys, last year on Worlds, there was only 1 LPL seed, and the other 3 were LPL teams.
I mean, LCK teams. Yeah, think about
LCK
it.
Teams,
Think about it. It was 4 LCKs, 3 LPLs, and now.
The only reason why Damwon didn't make it farther was because JDG won that tiebreaker game against Damwon, and that meant that Damwon got 2nd, and then they got the matchup against Gen G. Had Damwon won that matchup, JDG would have faced Gen G. That's how it. There's a good chance it would have been an all LCK semifinals. That would have been crazy.
That would have been disgusting. Like
imagine that if Damwon hadn't lost that tiebreaker game. It'd have been an all LCK, just semifinals. All right, so let's go to the LCS, right? Yeah. LCS time. So I watched all the series. Okay.
Yeah, I get watching all there.
Okay. Okay. It's like your dad, and it's like having parents. Would you be disappointed in watching these? Or would you say that these are good entertainment?
I'm still saying energy is not good. This team I don't understand them. It's like you play this great, but then it's like, why do you suck against bad teams? I don't. A team that does that just shows me that there's. I don't even know how to explain.
I think it's just the best of one thing, because with best of ones, it's hard because you can't adapt. Now that it's best of fives, they're able to adapt to teams.
That's the issue.
We can really see like how good they are, because look at it here.
But the issue about with best of ones is you always got to show up, because you only have one. It's the whole Eminem. You got one opportunity. You got to like eight.
It's the same way at Master Duel. It's too much parity in just a best of one
setting. I know. Trust me. In Pokemon today, like
I imagine there's a Pokemon guy in your locals who's like this too. There's
one dude. There's one dude who always beats me because his deck just knows how to counter my deck. Because my deck needs to play into bigger monsters, 2 prize cards. When I play a best of 3, I wax him because his deck bricks. I mean, when his deck bricks, I could just go Sableye, get to 10, Lost Zone, and beat him. It's like literally, it's like my deck in the best of 3s is probably the best deck of Pokemon. And I'm looking at
but people, I'm like, if you lost enough BO1s, people would go like, aren't you bad? But best of ones can't show the full picture of a team.
Yeah, and then like today after the other tournament, they see me, it's like, oh damn, okay. Chad is actually good when it comes to best of 3s, because dude, I play Yu-Gi-Oh! I play best of 3. I'm not used to playing
best of 3 just comes with it just comes with the territory of adaptation. You can't adapt like one game out of something is just so much parity where it's, and that's just,
but my thing is too, how you clapping Cloud9 and
this is the scary part. They face Cloud9 in the upper bracket semis.
Yeah, they clap Cloud9. They clap Cloud9 and go to guards, but lose to IMP. You understand how the hell are you able to play good against these teams, but then you look like absolute guard. If they were average and they were 1-1 versus everybody, that sometimes you get off on a bad day. But it's like literally, your bad days are against bad teams. It's like no, your bad days should be against teams that are better than you. You just get caught off guard because it's like your bad days are always against, like, you beat 100 seeds when they're better than you and lose to them when they're worse to you. It's, you start seeing like, okay, like you start looking at energies like, are they really good, or are they the definition of a team that is are they the definition of mid? They're a team that's good, but you can't trust them.
I think it's a term for that. It's more like coin flippy.
Yeah, it's like you don't want a team or a deck that's coin flippy. You don't want a deck that every time you,
it's like that old modern deck that won Nats a few years ago. Like it basically, if it went off, you just fucking got destroyed. But if it bricked,
that's the same thing this year with Chin Pao. That deck could OTK, not OTK you. It could literally like just take you out as 3 turns or lose on the spot. It's like because it breaks. Like, and that's the thing. You're looking at it, you're like, I don't know, because definitely when we get to the Yu-Gi-Oh podcast, I'm gonna lay out all the decks in the format, and then I'm gonna compare them to the league team and let you know how they fit. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's you look at the LCS, you're just thinking. To me, Cloud9 is the most consistent team, and they are the best team. But now you got a team that plays it to them well. You're like, I don't want energy to be first. I hope. Part of me.
So this is the thing with the playoffs right now, because I know you were talking about the top team angle, guys. This is a very real possibility. They might actually be Cloud9 next week, coming up in the upper bracket semis. So the top teams that were top 4 for the regular season were Team Liquid. They were 4th. Golden Guardians were 2nd, EG were 3rd, and Cloud9 were first.
Right? Yeah. Cloud9 first, Golden Guardians 2nd, EG 3rd.
EG 3rd, and TL 4th. Now, I predicted NRG to beat Team Liquid because, honestly, I didn't think Team Liquid were that good, honestly. Yeah. So, NRG beat Team Liquid 3-1. Like I said before, I would have predicted them to be Golden Guardians because, remember, they had a great record against top teams. They were like 6-1 against top tier teams.
But that you losing a bad team makes me not trust you.
But this is the problem, man. They're not going to be facing any of those bad teams in the playoffs now with less teams. And in the upper bracket, too.
But I can't trust them because I don't know what NRG, I'm gonna get that.
But this is what we can say. At least next week we'll be getting 5 games, at least. Because this is the thing. Or maybe
I don't know if we're getting 5 games.
One of them might blow each other out. That sounds kind of hot.
I'm about to say one of them might get 3-0 sweep. Like, we don't know.
So the thing here is NRG won't be facing off against EG unless they go into the lower bracket. So we'll see how that plays out. And given how EG looks and given how NRG's looked, pretty sure you'd favor NRG in that situation, maybe give or take how their recent forms are going to show up. So so it's a lot. It's a lot, honestly.
I'm gonna start it real quick. I'm gonna say this about EG. Don't put Armel back in. He is done. Don't put Armel back in. Those 2 games you put him in, he looked like absolute dog water. Don't put him back in.
And that goes to show you, like, some people need to, like, okay, I don't want to always say coaches from league do the right decisions. I've criticized many.
I know you want to give that player a chance, but it's like they're sometimes
a chance. You've been given many chances. And the thing here, people have to understand is people keep harping on but he did so well for TL in finals that weekend against Cloud9. Guys, oh my fucking God. Okay, so this is the thing. People can just play well on any given day. But if they, like you said, they show a consistent track record of not being good, then what are you going to take? The consistent track record or the one random time they did well? Please tell me what you're going to take. The consistent track record. He's always been a sub-average, below mid-level player. He always has been. And I could understand, because I know Kelsey Moser, the head coach of EG, she knows League. She's been watching League for a long time. I know she probably had a hard-on for him. And he's like, maybe the LCS coaches were treating him wrong. Because Kelsey comes from the angle of, like, content creator who got a chance in, I think, with Rich for H2K. She got a chance to, like, coach and go through. She was on 100 Thieves amateur team academy for a bit, So I think she got out. I'm glad she got out of that mindset of, like, maybe people did make the wrong decisions about certain players. Maybe they were right. Because decisions aren't just made just because. And I want to make sure I emphasize this. Some coaches and coaching staffs do bad decisions. Like, there's many of them. But you have to kind of think to yourself, why were they making consistent decisions around this specific player, though? Because when he was in, it was like,
Yeah.
And they're trying this strategy of, okay, we'll have our mountain, then Shady can watch what the other jungler does. This is a strategy that Korea used to do back in 2018. I remember the strategy. So I don't want to explain the full scope of it, but basically one guy can sit and see what the other guy's doing, like how he passes and plays. But it's one of those ideas that plays out better in theory rather than actual practice. Because, well, first of all, if I have a player that's better than both of yours, that shit doesn't matter at all. And second of all, since games, you know how, like, you play League and there's one game that's so much different from the other. Okay, so since League is a game where it changes just game to game, and it's so random to a point where it doesn't really matter what the other person saw, because when they're in the game, if they can't actually utilize that to an advantage for themselves, it doesn't matter, honestly. So Shady can sit down and watch Blabber path, but Blabber's not going to path the same with each jungler. You're naturally going to switch it up. It's just how a best of 5 works. So I saw the strategy and I was like, this is just not going to work. Also, for the C9 EG series, there were moments where EG were winning team fights, but it's not really about winning. And it's not about gold leagues. It's about the team composition itself. And people don't see it that way for the LCS, actually. I think people understand. It doesn't really matter how an angle of a team is winning. It's about what composition does that team have or how far they're stomping, right? In the games that EG were theoretically winning, because you watch the series, they weren't really winning as hard as people said. Yeah. That game won. C9's comp is better. Their comp, if you don't actually win at a certain, let's say if you don't team fight a certain way against that comp, they're going to end up beating you. Hey, guys, they have an Aphelios and a Rel. You know how strong Aphelios is? 35 minutes in the game. Hey, we just be turbo sprinting on you. The thing here is EG, it felt like they were being too antsy in the series. It felt like they kept taking fights they know they shouldn't have, like Revenge died in between 2 towers, killing himself just to get a tier 1 turret where he just could have just stood there. They take the turret, then you dive, just shit like that, right? Yep. I don't care what he says. If Jojo Pion doesn't pop for them, they don't fucking win games. Come on, let's be honest.
God, no.
I don't know
Like,
what kind of crack he got.
Him and Unforgiven. Those are their two best players.
Yeah, and it was also shown, like we're talking before about having a weaker player. If one of these players is on the remember the voice comms where he got solo killed and Unforgiven is like, damn man, and JoJo like, he's just Korean, bro. It's not like the Korean effect. It's more like JoJo was basically saying, God, nigga, you ain't shit, dog.
Yeah, he really want to say that about teammates, but he can't because he knows he's too invested. He can't say.
Yeah, you can't just be like, hey, dog, you trash. You can't say that right to his face right then and there.
No, he can't even say that. Period, because you like you in a sense just like, oh, we're the best team, and they can't, and then you can't turn back around and say, oh no, we're good. I was like, no, motherfucker, you know you trash. You know you is.
The thing here, in that voice comm, you got solo killed. He's just like, fuck, man, what can I do? He's just, see, that's my life. It's like, you're just Korean, bro. What? It's almost like there's an actual gap between the players. Just saying.
Yeah.
But my thing here, guys, game 2, that was not close. They fisted them. Guys, I don't know what series you watched. I watched the entire VODs and the highlights too. Game 2 was not close. That was a fisting. Okay. Game 3. That was when Berserker got the solo kill against Unforgiven. That was the Ezreal game. NRG had a chance to maybe win a game, but they went too far in and they didn't focus Ezreal. Like, imagine this. They have a comp of Rel and a Renekton, and they don't automatically dive to Ezreal, even when he has an Arcane Shift. Like, I want to stress this enough. If you can't play compositions out like that, this is point and click stuff. You suck. Nothing Kelsey can do can fix that. Nothing. If your top laner cannot flash W and Ezreal, or if your Rel can't hit an Ezreal with basically the most basic shit in the game, nothing you can do. And Unforgiven's playing fucking Kaisa. He can go invisible, dive onto him. There's nothing she can do. It's basically just a big fat team gap at that point. Both junglers are running it down. Top laner could theoretically carry, but only if he's playing against someone that's just that much worse than him, and or when a ton of other team bad plays don't go his way. People saw there's a reason why I don't think Revenge is good. People don't see that what he was doing in that series, egregious shit. You know, diving between two turrets, going in places you shouldn't be going, face checking random shit and getting chunked out so you can't TP to the next fight. Just straight up dumb shit. Now, to be fair, this is the LCS. None of this really matters when it comes to like the lower bracket because they're gonna face Team Liquid. Yep. I'll be honest, they'll probably beat Team Liquid.
Right? Yeah, they probably will. They probably should. Yeah, no, they probably should. They should.
They should.
Hopefully.
Maybe. It's the LCS. Anything's possible around here. You have Dig versus Golden Guardians. That's interesting. I'll say this though. In that Dig TSM series, because I'm going to talk about it in just a moment here. I'll be honest with you guys. Dig should have won 3-0. The only reason why they didn't win 3-0 is because they didn't keep track of Insanity's Jace. That's the only reason why. If they just kept track of Insanity's Jace, they'd kill him, they win the game.
Insanity was the best player for TSM, honestly.
Yeah, Insanity he should have a spot next year. Like, if you play that well and you don't get a spot, that's insane. I'm not
gonna lie. If it was up to me, I'll find a way to get Insanity to 100 seeds or something. I like Quid, but that
we'll talk about them in a minute. Yeah. So the thing with the Dig series, they should have won 3-0. I don't know how that series went. 5 games. Dig guys, literally game 2. If they, I shit you not, if they don't focus Boogie and just only watch out for what Insanity's doing, they can win this series. Game 3 showed that they were the better team. They absolutely. I've never seen someone get fisted that hard in a playoff game. I think that was like one of the fastest playoff games we've ever had in a single series in general. They went and just took their fist and shoved it all in their ass.
Oh my god, dude! That game 3,
went up top lane and Jensen just threw his dick out on the table. So disgusting.
Hanser just
Hanser is so unbelievably boosted at this point.
Yeah,
he only got that spot for name value because there's no. He used to be good. I'm not gonna. He used to be good. Yeah, but that was like years ago.
2017.
Yeah, 2017. Yeah, because he was relatively okay at that point.
Yeah. No, he was good when Beergen with the middle laner.
He was on that 100 Thieves squad that ended up being your team had actually, but there's a reason why they left him to go play with Someday. There's a reason for that. They didn't. They're like, yeah, let's. You know what's crazy about that? When they got DeMonte and Closer and FBI and Huhi, how it's crazy. They didn't want to take Hanser. Keep in mind, they didn't want to take Hanser. They wanted to keep Someday and give him a better team around him. Just saying. But the Dig series, I know people had said, but TSM were winning Game 5. They should have even got to Game 5. They aren't the better team. I'm sorry. Yes,
the issue
yes, like they should have won Game 5 from their position. Yes,
I'm gonna tell you why they.
I'm suck.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because TSM griefed the whole. They were griefing every game they were in the winning position. They griefed, and even games. The only game,
the Kaisa game, and that's Game 5. Remember?
Yeah.
Like if Diggs bot lane does that to you in Game 5, I don't know how TSM can't win if their ADC outplays a 1v2 against a fucking Zaya and a fucking Rakan.
The sad part is that besides Game 3, every other game was close. Like this was a very even series. Game 3 was TSM came in and forgot how to they forgot to log in. That's what happened. No, because
someone said they didn't even draft. Did they draft? Like, I like the Reverend coach we used to have, but I think he needs to understand this too. And I think he should get a job in LCS. I think he's a talented person. The thing here he needs to understand is because he already mentioned that D-Gun interview you sent me. He clearly mentioned this, and I want to bring this up, which is he said that everyone on Cloud9, when we won, knew what they wanted to do and knew how they wanted to win the game. Okay, Reverend. Okay, the reason why that can happen with Cloud9, and players theoretically the best in the league, and then you go to a team that don't have the best players in every single position. Like, there's like certain things you get when you have the best players versus things you don't get when you have worse players. You know, these guys aren't as good, so they're not going to know certain things. Now, I don't extend it to Wild Turtle or Hunter because they've been playing for a very long time. They've won championships before. They know how to play the game. But if you're talking to a player like Boogie, okay, it's Boogie and Blabber. Who do you think knows how to win the games more better? Blabber will. Boogie's not that good, you know? And then he used to play. He had what's his name? Chime. Chime is just so fucking bad. Can I be honest, guys? Chime sucks. I'm sorry. He's bad. He's trash. Like, throw him anybody. I would be shocked if anybody got to play with that guy next year. That guy is bad. And TSM, has been one of the most long-standing orgs in the LCS. They bum out in the first rounds of the playoffs. I mean, most people knew their team wasn't that good. It was just basically Insanity carrying them for the entirety of the season. And I know people gave credit to Wild Turtle here and there, but this was mostly Insanity. If they played with Ruby, I'll be honest here, FlyQuest probably get in. Just being honest here. If they played with Ruby, FlyQuest probably be in the playoffs, actually. But they didn't. They realized Insanity's a better player. It's fine. But we'll talk more about TSM later in another day about their legacy in the LCS and all that stuff. But yeah, TSM, it feels so bittersweet having their final split in the LCS or final year in the LCS just end off like this. It sucks, but it's to be expected, though. They have a bottom-tier budget roster. Like, those are the results you get. And I'm not saying you should spend a lot of money in esports teams. We know they don't make a lot of money, but that's the result you get. I'm just saying. I don't knock you for not spending. That's just the result you get. I'm just saying. Okay. 100 Thieves, Team Liquid. Fuck. I mean, shit. Okay. I'm not surprised by this either. This result, actually. Like, 100 Thieves had not been that good the entire split anyway. Like, the game 3 that Quid had against Tristana, it was game 4. Game 4, he builds a Guardian Angel 3rd item when the team needs more damage in that moment to have a better shot at winning. And I think he has been a part of their team where I don't know what they want him to do. Because do they need an aggressive mid laner who takes over the game? Or do they want a guy that just goes even? Because I don't think he can have that both. Or does he not feel like he wants to play like he's not the reason why they're losing? Now, I don't know if they're going to keep this guy going into the offseason. Personally, I wouldn't really. But then again, players can always bounce back and do better the next year. I'm not saying they're not going to keep him. I'm just saying, given the results, it's highly unlikely they do. But someday and Closer just haven't looked like themselves. It just feels like the team just never really had an identity. They just never looked like themselves. Doublelift, like in the series, he had moments where he could carry, but like we talked about before, having worse teammates is just when you have worse teammates, it's just not going to work out for you. Him and Busio synergy, to me, it's been very hot hit or miss throughout the year. What do you think, man? I mean, this is your org. I'm just saying how I feel, but what do you think after the series? Do you think, looking at everything that they potentially set out to do this year, you think this year was just a failure, or you think there's anything that they could do next year to be better? Honestly,
this year, this is what I was expecting. I was hoping for a deeper run, but my biggest thing is I think once Beergen retired, my expectations went out the window because I was like, okay, they're gonna come back in the split and do better. Once he said he retired, I was like, where the fuck are we going from here? Plus we got Someday back because I thought it was going to be those 5 guys from the spring back in the summer. I was like, all right, cool. They might bench Tenacity or, once Beerson retired, I was like, all right, cool. We might pick up whoever mid laner or we might take whoever's from, the academy. Then they implode the academy and then Tenacity says he's retiring. I'm like, okay, that came out of nowhere. And then EG decides, oh, we're selling everybody but JoJo. I was like, oh, okay, Someday. Easily. I already knew the minute they said that. Someday was, oh, I'm a free agent. Nope. Someday's going right back to 100 seasons. It wasn't even a consideration. It was easy. And then after that, I was like, okay, who are we getting? We get Quid. I was like, shit. That, not saying he's a bad player. I'm saying,
well, it was only going to go one of two ways. Either he stays completely shit or he just starts bad, but he gets better as each week goes on.
No, my issue is I wouldn't have thrown him into the summer. I wanted to see he should have been one of the teams that kept their academy team.
Who was the mid laner at that point?
Oh fuck!
I forgot his name.
I forgot too.
Maybe they should have been a team to grab. I'm not APA because I think TL would have kept him.
No, TL had APA. I forgot.
Gotten if they weren't gonna get Quid. Like a native in a mid because you would have needed import.
They could have got a senior. They were at a point. They could have got him. They could have got
Diplex from Cloud9. That'd have been a nice addition for them.
No, Diplex was already gone back to where he came from, or
did he already
back
leave?
To Europe. Yeah, he left. He left the minute Cloud9 said that he was staying in NA. I think he might have went back onto an academy team, but
yeah. Because that's the thing is like I know Doublelift said he's not going to just end off his career like that, and no, I mean that's good. I mean I was happy to see him.
The
thing here is I know he says he doesn't want to end off his career like that, but guys, that doesn't matter to owners of teams. All they're looking at is results. If you don't produce results for them, they kind of just dismantle the team. I see them potentially waxing mid, bot, and just bot lane. I think. Sorry, Closer too. I think Closer's not staying. I think they're just keeping Someday, if I'm being honest.
Oh no, I think if Closer's contract is up, he's on. I think he's going.
Yeah, back. Plus he doesn't like this split in this playoffs. There's no way they justify his price tag playing like that. That is just so bad. Like I don't know what happened. Maybe he didn't believe in this team. I don't know.
This is what I think is going to happen. I think Someday might stay because Someday was more of a favorite player than Closer. There are people that are 50-50 about Closer. It was like. And that's the thing too.
I mean, you can only go from here now after Closer. I mean, he can go to XL and play with Abadage.
That XL, I think the team that he goes to over in LEC would actually be Vitality. I think that's the team might have the best chance to get him.
I just feel like when he wasn't playing with Abadage or when he had that connection with someone on the team, he just couldn't feel like he could pull off the best plays he could. Because guys, I know.
You know what the issue is too? And I went back for the threads on Reddit before they got deleted. I think he doesn't want to say this. I don't think he likes working with rookies as much as he say. I think that last split where Busio was always caught out lane or Tenacity was always behind the top lane and he didn't know who to help because Beerjum was all by himself.
That's a synergy thing. He has no synergy with these guys, and
he has no synergy. Plus, you don't know. Okay, do I help support? or do I help top? It's like which one, or do I help mid? It's like at this point you have when you give somebody too many options, they're like, oh shit, what the. I try to do one. I screw over the other. It's like you're at that point. You just gotta look and realize, okay, this team's just not good. That's why when he came back in that toward the in that beginning of the playoffs, it was like the Rocket going. I'm like, you could tell that was probably like the peak.
Everyone knows when I get a chance to shit on Bjergsen, I could. But I will say this. They came closer to going deeper in the playoffs with Bjergsen than this roster. I'll say
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm putting more of the issue on John Robinson than Nisha because
But doesn't John run the team or what's that new guy? That Smoothie? Doesn't name Jumble Juice or some shit? The new guy.
Some
Jumble Juice.
Man. I'm putting an issue on him. If you knew Bjergsen was 50-50 about coming back to play, you should have just said
yeah, let's go over that. So that's the thing. If they knew he was kind of on the fence, guys, because some people would be like, how do you know that? Guys, people know things way in advance before we know them, actually. And that's just how life works in general, right?
And also, because you got to think, who would you rather take as jungle, closer or speaker?
That's the thing, because we're talking about the preseason before this one, right? Yeah, you take closer. It'll be a no-brainer, right? Because Spica just looks like a terribly shit player at this point now.
Plus, what Spica say he didn't want to play with double lift or
well, he didn't play good last year either, so he wasn't going to be an option for them. He wasn't good last year, and he wasn't good this year, right?
Yeah.
Closer at least had the leverage of this guy looked like he was a top 3 jungler, and I think that comes with him not. It just happens with people, guys. It's not a problem maybe with them themselves. It's more like some just don't get along. And not by not getting on, I mean they hate each other. It's more like it just doesn't click for some people. And I saw it in the team since the whole split in the playoffs. This just doesn't click. It just looks like 5 solo queue players playing together, just going at it. Do I think they keep Busio? Guys, I don't know. I'll be honest here. Any org could be like, hey, we're investing into this guy, and also that's all means nothing when you could have a better option for themselves. Yeah. Do the 100 Thieves even want to stay in the LCS next year? That's another conversation people might want to have. Does Nature want to stay into the league? I mean, I personally love what they would stay. I don't want to see them leave. I don't see any team leave, actually. But this roster is not it, and they know it, and it's going to get.
And then the people try to say, "Oh, they should just kept the roster from last year. They couldn't keep." The issue is they couldn't keep the roster from last year either.
They won't spend all that money.
No, that too. They got all their use out of them. Man,
it's just how fans think. Like they're thinking, like, "Oh, we peaked so hard last year, guys." Not every single year.
No. We peaked back in 2021. 2022 was down a year. That summer 2021 was the Bulls in '97 or LeBron in 2016. Yeah. There's not much going on from there.
But this is this is advice for any fan out there that's a part of an esport team or a fan of this one in general. There's years your org's going to do very well, and there's years you're not. Don't believe me. There's years, guys, the Eagles who are doing pretty bad, and the Lakers have been pretty bad for a very long time.
Trust me. I know. Trust me. I'm a fan of New York teams. I'm used to.
There was a 10-year stretch where the Lakers looked like complete shit from like 20 after the last championship they won against the Celtics. They looked like ass.
At least we won a championship in the last 10 years. My team hasn't won a championship in 50 years.
Yeah, guys, I'm saying if you're new to this and you're a fan of a team, just keep this in mind. Some years you're going to do well, some years you aren't, and it's just. I'm not saying that you should accept that as a fan. I'm just saying that's just the nature of it. It's like some decisions are good on paper, but they just don't play out very well. I think if they're going to go into next year, it really depends on Double's motivation. I wouldn't say to kick him, but I also wouldn't be opposed if you could get someone better to replace him either. I'm not saying that. Someday you already paid enough money to bring it back, so just keep him. Just if you want to stay there, just keep him at that point. I think he can bounce back. Closer is for sure done. I don't see a world closer stays after this year. No way.
Nah.
He does so well last year with them and just has a complete tank year with them this year. No way. Unless they're giving him the bag, which is not going to happen. Double said they're not playing there for money. That's not going to keep him, obviously. I doubt they're going to keep Busio unless there's no other better option than him. Or maybe Double and Busio become a better bot lane as a duo together. So, yeah, we're not seeing TSM anymore until next year. So they're probably in the LPL, the LCK. And we're not seeing 100 Thieves anymore until, we hear about 100 Thieves in the offseason, actually. So here are your next matches coming up. So Cloud9 and NRG have secured Worlds. Seeding will be decided later on as the playoffs go on. And we'll have so this is Thursday, right? Thursday, Friday.
Yep.
Only games. So make sure we have all the games this time around. Thursday, Friday. Team Liquid versus EG. Winner of this goes on, and losers done.
Yep.
I
think with if Team Liquid loses, somebody definitely has to go.
I'm just saying right now, if Summit doesn't pull his fat cock out for Team Liquid, this team looking real suspect.
It's the same thing with EG. It's the same thing with EG and JoJo Pion.
JoJo will pull his dick out.
JoJo and Unforgiven, because everybody else is. Because my thing is which jungler do they go with? Because they might go back to Armal again. I'm like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. I know Shaden might look like he smoked a little too much weed, but I'd rather have him than Armal. At least with Shaden, you'll get some good production, because Armal just he.
I've seen a lot of people not even like Ayla. Guys was griefing that series. You saw what like I can understand why certain orgs get rid of people, given if you can see their play. I was not shitting on FlyQuest for getting rid of Ayla. Believe me, I wasn't one of those people.
I was shitting on them because
they just have bad management decisions. That's why I was shitting on them.
Because their issue is they should have just kept Winston. I think Winston was doing great, even if Ayla was doing better. Honestly. Yeah, it's man. I'm gonna shit on FlyQuest another time. We
could be an hour shitting on that team's bad decisions.
They griefed this whole season.
The one thing I will say, one thing before we go to the last series, because we got to go to our Yu-Gi-Oh stuff and soon. So, I know people were shitting on Team Liquid last year, that super team. Guys, at least Team Liquid were one game away from going to Worlds. They were also a series away from going to the finals. At least they made the playoffs.
Yeah, this team is...
That FlyQuest team was just garbage for the most part. Yeah, they played well at week 9, but guys, you know what that means in life? Too little, too late is the saying we say when you get older. Too little, too late. Doesn't matter if you play well that. It doesn't matter if you play well in the final weekend when you lost so many games that it doesn't matter. You gotta bank on other teams winning for you to get in,
or losing for you. Like you gotta win 3 games and hope this team that. And the issue is they were fucked because the 2 teams that were directly ahead of them both beat them twice. That means you would have had to win.
They had to bank on Cloud9 losing. Golden Guardians losing, EG losing.
No, not even them.
These winning, because they're going to have that 5-way tiebreaker if everything played out their way. Like, that's not going to happen.
No.
That's 5 scenarios.
They needed energy to lose. They needed, do you know the issue is 100 Thieves and TSM played each other that week? That's when
they needed 100 Thieves to win. 100 Thieves won, right?
But the issue is no matter what, they were screwed because they got too old by TSM and 100 Thieves. They were
screwed. The moment a team hits a record of, like, to me, 6-11, I think they're already out for the most part. Like, they had to bank on Cloud9, Golden Guardians, and NRG and EG losing and 100 Thieves winning. Only one of those came true.
Not even 6-11. They had no tiebreakers. Every tiebreaker
you were fucked anyway. They had no tiebreakers. How did they get no tiebreakers?
You know the issue. Guess where all the tiebreakers were? The top teams, the teams that are already in.
And you know who had the most tiebreakers? You know who had the less tiebreakers against top teams? NRG.
Yep, they had no tiebreakers. It was like FlyQuest. If FlyQuest had all the top tiebreakers against the teams that didn't matter, they needed the 2 teams that they needed tiebreakers against. They got just cream pied against both of them. It was like, okay, the 2 teams that got knocked out of the playoffs first it's just ironic. It's just one of those things where it's like, no, FlyQuest is screwed. FlyQuest needed this. It's that playoff scenario in the NFL where, okay, you need this team to lose, you need this team to lose, you need this team to win, but they have to win in this way. They have to beat this team. This team cannot beat this team. It was like
the same way with the LCK. Remember, it's like all the reason why these teams are seated the way they are is because one beat the other beat this one, the other beat this one 2-0, but this one lost 2-1. It's like, but with FlyQuest, the difference with that in this scenario is that these teams are winning against each other. FlyQuest lost essentially every series, pretty much griefed the first half of the season, regular season, and most of the second season.
And that's the thing too. If FlyQuest would have got to 7-1, there still have been no tiebreaker because I was listening. I was like, no. And I remember I was in the chat saying, "There's no tiebreaker."
Because first of all, Dig had games over them.
No,
a team that is in theory every team they were in competition with to make playoffs already 2-0.
No, once they got to 8 wins, it was 7 wins. But you know what it was? Once TSM got to 8 wins, they were 1-1 versus Dig, I believe, or they might have been 2-0. They lost 100 seeds with that barrier. Once they couldn't pass 100 seeds, and TSM won that extra game, FlyQuest season was sealed. I was like, "Yep, they're done." If I'm FlyQuest, let me put it this way: Vulcan's gone. I think that was not good. Speaker's gone. Me and Vikla. I think Vikla might be gone too. I might keep Prince and Impact's your best player. Like, I mean, Vulcan's a great player, but Vulcan should have been on NRG. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about how Ignar's in Worlds and
Ignar's at Worlds, guys. Ignar has been at Worlds since 2017.
This motherfucker gets lucky into some wins. I'm like, okay. I went back and saw some of this, the teams he played on. I'm like, okay, this motherfucker, he is literally the luckiest player in the world at this point. It's crazy, but yeah, I don't know. It's the
last series. Let's talk about the last series. Dig versus Golden Guardians. Is it possible Jensen gets him over the hump again? I don't know.
Part of me wants to, but part of me wants to see Golden Guardians in Worlds. I'm conflicted.
I actually rather want to see Golden Guardians at Worlds than Dig. Guys, Dig. People say Golden Guardians would have got fisted. And that's also true. They actually did. But Dig won't be in a game. They will actually lose minute 1 for the most part.
I think NRG might get fisted too. I don't know, but they might have a better chance. No. Don. Fucking FBI versus Ruler. yeah. Think about that. Yeah. Think about that.
FBI ever been fucking fisted?
You got Faker versus how this.
We saw FBI Worlds last year with the 100 Thieves when they faced off against. I mean, that guy Koala on Flying Chinks.
You got Faker versus Palafox. Or what? Oh, dude, that oh my god, this fucking the live chat on Twitch be dick suck if Palafox. They would call him Palafaker. It was like, oh, Palafaker.
It's Faker, doggy. Yeah, that's Palafaker. I mean, Palafox has had a great split, and I hate it when people didn't. It's crazy. NRG didn't get no All-Pro nods. I'm like, Palafox played legitimately well.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because when you grief games against IMT, I can see why. You got to beat those teams. Even it's I know it's best of ones, but that's the issue. You got to beat those teams because you don't look good when you lose against them. You don't because it looks bad. It looks bad.
Yeah, but isn't the All-Pro thing supposed to be an individual award for yourself, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be overall.
Like you make top 3. Like that's crazy.
Okay. Who are the top 3 again? It was Gory, JoJo
is third. JoJo, Gory, and a Menace.
And Menace is more consistent. I think Palafaker. I keep calling Palafaker fucking shit. That goddamn Twitch chat contaminated me. But no, you know what the issue is with Palafox? When you lose, and
they
I realize
fucking PO sick third over contracts. Like the guys had.
I'm gonna tell you why.
It just looked, in the server, it just looked like shit sometimes. You know.
No, you know what it is? Is when you lose to IMT, they will not give you the credit. No, because you got to win those. Those are win win games. You don't lose those kind of games. You just don't. And when you do, they I would have voted for him. But when you were fifth seed, there's no way in hell you're getting any nods. That's the sad part about it. Because I think FBI should have been third. No, was he third? No, he wasn't third, right? FBI was.
I think they might have gave it to Stixxay, I think.
Yeah, because
to be fair, he's not had a bad split. Stixxay actually looked.
No. Stixxay was great because I would have Berserker's number one. That's not even.
Yeah. LCS Summer Split Awards. Here we go.
Oh, I was going to say, put that up on the screen.
I got you right now. Here. Oh, so Ryan, how you doing, man? NRG Counter Logic themselves.
They are. It's like all you gotta do is just beat IMT and you are first seed.
Gig will actually embarrass the entire league going. I'm not kidding. They'll actually get fisted to oblivion. All right, first team. Licorice, Blabber, JoJo, Berserker, Huhi. Yeah, this is fine. This is totally fine.
Yeah,
this is fine. Huhi had a stand. Huhi looked fantastic throughout the split.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
he looked good in the series they lost just today. He looked like the best support in the league.
Because I'm thinking, don't like the C9 player.
Also, I want to tell you, Huhi. I'm saying he's gotten so disrespected for his support play. He's made every team he's gone to look better. You can give him that credit.
No, of course.
Who's like after this?
He just needs an ADC that he can actually, control because he is like.
I would personally swap Summit for Licorice. I think Summit had way more consistent games. He had way more. But the issue is the
games he looked bad in. It was.
Did he have a game he looked bad in? I thought he looked great in every game, even despite losses.
Nah, there were some games where he was just there, kind of like Fudge, where he was the best player on the team, but it wasn't impactful. I think they're looking at impact with this. And
because for me, I would swap Licorice with Summit.
Licorice was the most impactful top laner for his individual team. I think everybody being second team for
said 3 Golden Guardians members.
You know the fucked up part about I'll probably put Menace over Gory because Gory had some games where I'm like, this motherfucker.
He started out really strong, but he had those.
He never faded.
He never looked like bad, but it was like, you never hit that consistent peak you did.
Then being second,
I don't consider any of that. To be fair, the LCS support lane is pretty bad. I'm just saying.
It's garbage. It's garbage. It's
support outside of you could just throw random names in there. I don't give a fuck, honestly.
Yep.
Third team. Yeah, like I like Unforgiven. I think it was bad, but like FBI played better than him.
FBI, but the issue is it comes back to the team you lose to. You like I said, that's why you got to beat those. You got to beat those shit teams. You got to beat those. I teams.
Think like when it comes to voting, I think people are just being what's the word? Vindictive is the best word to put it.
It's vindictive, but the issue is this: would you take a team seriously if they get 2-0 stomped by Immortals?
Yeah, but the thing here is if they're beating most of the other better teams.
But the issue is when you're good, you're supposed to beat the shit teams and you're supposed to play up to the teams that are on your level. You can't beat C9 2-0 them and then get 2-0 by IMT. It looks bad because it's a balance. You can't go up into Green Bay at Detroit, beat Green Bay, and then get your ass whooped by Chicago 2 weeks later. No, because then they're looking at you like, what the hell happened? Why are you clapping Golden Guardians?
But I think it's like you have to, because this is supposed to be an individual performance thing. Like Fudge being here is fine. Like these guys are fine. The top line positions is fine.
But the issue is those games where when energy look bad, they look bad to the point where you're like, wait a second, and then you're looking at us like, how did this team get here? That's the issue. You're looking at them, you're like,
who else for an ADC will we have here? I'm trying to think. Literally, outside of like FBI not being here, I can't really think of any other one that should be here. Honestly.
FBI is the only other one because it's like, don't you take
Prince?
Okay.
I mean, you for sure should take Tomo.
About wild turn.
My all pro team would be Prince, Tomo, and Tactical.
Hey, man. Matter of fact. You know who should be third team over Core JJ? Ignar. He's going to Worlds. Right? I mean,
Ignar had games he looked better, but games I mean like 2.
Hey, and that's the thing. It's like Core JJ looked better. It was like It's like, but even though Team Liquid looked worse, it's like it was one of those things where you're looking at performances, but then you're looking at when you perform. It's like you look. It's weird. It's like, oh, you look good, but that team didn't look as good. It's one of those things where they look at energy. They're like, we have no faith in you. We have no faith in you.
It's just crazy that like Contracts and Pal Fox and FBI could have splits like they had and not even make an All Pro.
Like I said,
that's just crazy.
That's it. It's the same thing that happened with Abadagi last year. Those games where they lost to Flag Quest.
Golden Guardians won. Coaches have a split. I want to see who people actually voted for. Oh fuck! What I gotta? Oh god! Microscopic language here.
I have to go blind. Top Fudge. Right. Okay. First.
Okay. Let's see. Affiliation. 100 Thieves. Blah, 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 blah. Team coach. Yeah, because you can't think. I think you can't vote for your own guy or some shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was literally only like 14 that was actually good. Like all the NRG teams got like third team all.
Yeah, most of the ballots. If you look at who everyone's choosing, most people are choosing the players that are on the All Pro thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so broadcast team. Who'd the broadcast team pick? Emily
I'm
Rand.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay, that's what we're gonna do it. Travis. Let's see who Travis picked. This is Travis. Everyone knows Travis Gafford.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I anything Mark Zimmerman said, I'll take him seriously. I don't know.
Travis
always feel like he's the most basic.
Travis,
shit.
He picked River over Blabber. Everyone else.
That is okay. I
guess.
Okay.
I guess.
To me, Blabber was easily even when Blabber was like running it down.
Even Blabber shits a game. Listen, he never really has. Blabber's only looked bad in individual single games. He's never had bad weeks. This thing is Blabber's never had bad weeks consistently.
Yeah, he's had bad games, but never bad.
He's had individual bad games, but he's never had bad weeks back to back to back.
Even when he looks bad, he still looks good. It's like okay,
yes, that's a crazy thing. I wish I could have that effect.
I know. Same thing.
All right, so who else are we gonna talk about? You said Mark. He voted for Licorice, Blabber, Jojo Pion, Berserker. Okay.
It's the basic shit. Okay.
Yeah, most of the LCS casters had it right. The media had it. Okay. Media. Who do you consider media? Okay. Travis is the media. Oh, Lord. I know the game house. I know some of those guys. He chose Fudge, Blabber, Jojo, Berserker, Sven.
But okay, one guy chose Someday as top. Okay. That
has to be trolling. This split?
Okay, what's
trolling?
TSM? Oh, okay. Yeah. Jason Trent, okay.
All right.
I think.
All right.
Okay, you chose something.
Okay, hey, you wasn't watching the split. You wasn't watching. No way you were watching the games. No way. It's crack smoking right there.
I mean, Someday was good. Like, and there was like a fourth team All Pro. Someday would have got it. No, that
choose. Degon chose Summit, River, Gory, Berserker,
then okay.
Shit.
To me, anybody that chose anything else than Berserker need to get.
It said someone chose Doublelift for All Pro. I was like, this split? I better not see Doublelift on here. You must not. I know you don't watch the games.
Well, no. Go. Okay, who voted who voted Insanity? There's two people that voted Insanity.
Let me knock it down a little bit. Okay,
who else?
Feel a little better. Can you see that? Or I gotta go up?
Yeah, no. Actually, that's good. Nope.
Okay, go 300.
Back up. Yep, right there. That's good. That's perfect.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so
I'm gonna go blind from this, but I'm going blind anyway. Okay, TSM voted. TSM.
Okay, so first. Kelsey, EG's coach, voted Rich, River, Gory, Berserker, Huhi.
Okay,
Rich had a moment in the split where he looked really good.
He got some bias against C9. You know he got bias. Look, the only person Kelsey, EG, you know he got bias. Because
she has bias towards Koreans. That's the thought essentially.
I know, but yeah, I know.
But if she chose Impact, all about to say, if she had chose Impact, my God, I would have had oh no. Kelsey, please. You did not choose Impact for your second team. Kelsey,
yeah, he did.
Please.
Yes, he did. All right, no,
I don't think Impact played that bad, but to have him in second, at best he would be.
Look. Bot lane. Someone put Yi on second.
That's trolling.
Someone
that trolling.
Wait a second. Someone did put double lift second all team.
Who put double lift? Hold on. Wait a minute. Whoa. That's second team. Okay. Who picked it?
Go.
Who picked double lift? Blah blah. It was a media person from Team Liquid.
someone that double is probably friend was because
someone voted for double lift and he had a atrocious spring fucking split.
Yeah, I know he was bad. He was horrible. As declined to vote.
Someone watch these games.
Someone
literally put decline to vote. How do you decline to vote for mid? Mid was easily pickable this split. What the fuck?
Third mid was tough because think about it. The first two was easy. You got
let me follow that for a second. That is
it's an LCS
team coach for NRG.
From NRG.
It was the coach from NRG declined to vote for a third all-pro mid.
You know why? Because he wanted to put Power Fox, but he can't put Power Fox. Think about it.
I forgot you can't choose your own guys. Yeah,
that's the issue. Think about
it. If a coaches get so, for instance, coaches can vote, but they can't vote for your people on your team.
That's the issue. Anybody that put decline to vote in, it's a coach. Is usually because they don't
ignore.
Who put ignore? Oh God, no.
Third all-pro.
There's three people that voted for ignore. There's three people that voted for ignore.
Cloud9. Oh, Mithy's trolling. That's Mithy. He's trolling. No way. I met Mithy. He's trolling. I know.
Mithy, think about it. He can't vote for Cloud9. That's why he has to vote for everybody else. It's like
he can't vote. He can't vote for Sven.
Like third team all pro got all like
who put shot? Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
No, MSK. Look, X Missy voted for yo, MSK. Look at X Missy's top lane third all pro team. Look, the first two people they play.
Who's on Immortals, right?
Yeah, no.
Where
yeah,
was,
look at the 100 season Cloud9. Was it no? Wait, say no. The Cloud9 coach. Look who he put third team all pro. Him and that 100 season coach. Look who they put all.
One sec. Okay, so that's Xmithy. I think.
Wait a second. Okay. Who's the Cloud9 coach then? That's
Mithy.
Mithy. Okay.
Mithy. Papa Smithy is FlyQuest's head coach.
Okay.
No, my bad. He's our team manager.
Okay.
Team manager.
Manager. You got Cloud. Look who Cloud9 voted third team all pro.
Mithy is trolling. He put Rich as the best. Mithy, you're trolling.
Look who he put third team all pro. Him and the 100 C's coach.
Mithy put the entire NRG lineup as his third all pro team.
And then guess who you put at top lane? Revenge. He did, he was trolling. Because think about it. Due to you can't vote for your old players, you got to be like, oh fuck it. I'm not
gonna lie. This split had so much parity to it. You could put any random fucker here, but at least try, because this matters to history. Like this matters to people.
Somebody put Armal's third
turtle. Get the
no. Somebody put Armal's third team. Who the fuck? You saw Armal's the third best jungler.
Armal
two people
third. Hold on. Let me try to follow that line.
Two people. You saw Armal was.
That was TL's head coach.
You saw Armal.
I want to see who put Shine. Who the fuck put Shine?
You saw Armal.
Who put Shine? They're trolling.
You saw Armal.
Stixay voted for Chime as the third best all pro. Yeah, because players can also get a vote too. Stixay, his name is Trevor. Stixay voted for
Trevor
Chime.
Hayes.
Stixay, I know you like Chime because you used to play with him, but Chime sucks. Sorry. Motherfucker put Vulcan. Are you serious?
I know someone put Vulcan. I was like, wait a second. Someone put Ayla. No, dude. Look at that. Look at somebody put third team all pro Revenge, Armal, and Ayla.
You put this team in LCS, that's about to get fucking bottom 8th. That looks like a bottom 8th roster coming. Wow. These guys, I still can't believe Doublelift made it on here. I still can't believe it.
If you put some of these teams together, they
that might be competing for 9th place. You put some of these teams together, you're competing for 9th.
Imagine EG making the Worlds.
Oh, so Warren, LNG is in Worlds. Congratulations, man! Your team's going to Worlds.
Yeah. MSK, just imagine this. Just for player stage, EG versus BLG. You got Revenge versus Ben. just picture that. Just picture that, man.
Revenge plays Ben. He might just quit League.
Doke Love versus 369.
Like somebody,
just think of that. That's a possibility now. Doke Love versus 369. It's a possibility now. Yep.
It's a possibility for 369 to get big doped, right?
Yeah, I don't know. He's about to get big doped. Big doped about to. He gonna learn today. He gonna learn.
Jesus. Look at all these people. Okay, this has to be somebody's trolling. Somebody's has to be trolls. There's no way Chime should be on anybody's list.
I don't know how the fuck did Ayla? Who put Ayla second team All Pro?
A lot of people were. It might have been Scrim Bucks. People were fucking hyping up.
Ayla should get no higher than 13. Who
you put Ayla on your team? Well, that's the result you get against Cloud9.
Who start Ayla? Unless you cannot vote for your own player, Ayla should not be second team All Pro. There's no way in hell.
Thank God they do this by a collective and not by what people tell them. Thank God.
This is bad. This is bad. I was like, God damn, that is shit. Double. I was like, yeah, that double of copium is real. Oh my God, this play.
Someone voted for double lift in 2023 as a third team All Pro ADC.
There was a guy who voted for Armel, Revenge, and Ayla third team All Pro, and I'm just sitting there like, next time just put decline to vote. I rather you just decline to vote. Be like, you know what? I really don't see anybody third team All Pro. These like I see. No, at times.
Oh God!
It's like
I don't know.
It's like when they like this PokeTuber had his like vote who you think of the top 5 best decks are. And I was like, to me, there's 4 decks and the 5th deck is literally up in the air. It's like Arceus. I just put Arceus. I'm like, whichever one you think is the best, just put it up there.
NA is sending NRG. I am done. Well,
who do you think is going to be the third team? Part of me wants Golden Guardians.
Well, next week we'll have that third team, won't we?
Who do you think is going to be the third?
Coming up.
Who do you think is going to be third team? Who do you think is going to be third team, and who do you hope is the third? For the sake of my sanity, I need Golden Guardians to win. I need that. Are you hoping for Golden Guardians? Because I'm hoping.
The thing, I would love if Jensen made it, but come on, man, like I can't. Not with a team like that.
It's like. You know the weird thing is, I got a weird feeling. Something down in my gut is telling me that EG is gonna make it out. I don't know why. I got a weird feeling about this. Something don't smell right. The way Golden Guardians lost today does not sit well to me.
They might straight up just lose the next games. Actually,
if they do that'll be a heartbreaking end to the season.
But the thing here is. Man, Revenge at Worlds, guys. I don't know where the love this guy gets. He's absolute dog shit. He plays against any top tier player. He will get fisted. Is understatement.
How about Dig at Worlds to dig bot lane? Tobo and Tobo and who's their support? I keep forget. I'm not gonna lie. Poo. Imagine Dig at World is. It is Tobo versus Knight. No, not Knight, Ruler.
Tobo would face on. Oh
no.
He might just get fucking booty blasted.
Think about it. There's
a world on and Elk. No, on and who's their ADC? No, Elk is the jungler, right?
No. No, on the
Who's the
no,
BLG ADC? He's really good. I forgot his name. Fuck. Blank on his name right now.
I'm blanking.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah,
Elk is their ADC. Yeah. On's their support. Guys, if Elk puts up against fucking Tomo, he's. Guys, they made Stixay went 0-10 against that guy.
Yeah, man.
Imagine what he does to fucking Tomo. It's better if you just don't even get on the stage, for being honest here.
Yeah, about the script. I know damn well they would not scrim any. I know those teams would not scrim any team. They're gonna just look at us like, yep.
Yeah. Elk and yeah. The thing is, man, Dick. Okay, so people don't know this little story sometimes. Some NA teams or EU teams will cancel scrims against the Asian teams. Now, if you're a NA or a Europe team, you want to get those scrims in, right? But they don't want to get demoralized by getting shit stomped in scrims. But wait a minute. I thought the goal was to get better and play against world-class competition and all this other yada yada bullshit. You know? So what I've heard is like sometimes it's not the Asian teams canceling. The NA teams will just cancel. Because they don't want to get demoralized. You're about to get demoralized on stage playing an Asian team fresh.
Exactly.
Like, the thing is, these players always boast about, we want to play against the best teams and yada, 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 yada. But it's like, no, if push comes to shove and you hear stories about them canceling against Asian teams, you don't play against the best teams. Get the fuck out of here. What the hell?
I say who?
Fuck out of my face with that shit.
No,
happened with Cloud9. Happened with Cloud9 back in 2020 spring where they graped the league. Teams canceled on them because they were having mental breakdowns about how badly Cloud9 were beating them. But NA teams have always said, well, we need a team in this league to kind of challenge us and do all this and all this other blah, 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 blah. It's like, there's a team right there doing that. This is what you always asked for. What's the problem here now? Oh, but they're beating us so hard. We're having mental breakdowns. I can't fathom my... Just give me a fucking break, man. What's another excuse? Your fucking hands fall off? You got arthritis or some shit? Your fucking fingers got frozen? Like, what is this? Oh, shit. But, it's crazy. Crazy. Yeah. Oh, as you guys know, RNG is not going to be at Worlds this year. So hopefully RNG can get back to the top. I severely doubt it at this point. But,
it's too many teams that, surpass them.
Yeah. Not only that, they just made bad decision after bad decision for the most part as an org. And I hope RNG can get back to the top, or at least LPL be top 8 material. I just need to be top 8 material. That's it, actually. But yeah, LNG, LNG, and who else? BLG and JDG. That's gonna be a stacked world. Holy shit! Please fucking kill me right now. But yeah, guys, that's it. This went a little bit longer than I thought it was gonna be. Anything else you want to say, man, before we head out? Actually,
man, we are bringing the shit teams to Worlds this year. This is just fun. At least with Yu-Gi-Oh, we're going to win the world championship. I can't say the same about the LCS.
We might win Worlds for the LCS when we're,
imagine a world where EG wins Worlds and Revenge is the MVP.
All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. We'll see you next week.
Just think about that. There's a world.
That can't be a world. If that's a world, I'm slitting my throat. Not even kidding. God, if Revenge is MVP of Worlds, I'm slitting my throat.
Nope.
But hey, we're gonna get some sick world emotes this year around.
We're getting that NRG emo. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
I buy them all naturally anyway. This is the only thing I do regret in my league career is not buying all the emotes every year when Worlds. That's my biggest mistake. Other than that, I don't really have any regrets. But I'll be buying all the emotes. Another BLG one, another LNG one, another JDG one. JDG just like C9 is on track to be like with JDG, winning a three-peat from last summer all the way to the next summer. JDG has won the last 3 splits. People forget JDG have been winning splits with theoretically worse players too than the one they have now. JDG have really improved from that. People forget, that's another great underdog organization story too. Like JDG, after they had that upset win against FPX that one split, when they had Imp. They made it to the final against IG, and they lost. They've been so much different ever since, honestly. They've been just... It felt like when they got a taste of that finals weekend or whatever, it felt like the whole aura just changed after that. Because they, people forget, FPX that split were supposed to just cruise and just be with IG in the finals. But no, they got upset by JDG. This is when JDG were complete gutter trash for the most part. This is when they were just dog water. And then, man, I think they had a player called Flawless. It was so funny. His gameplay was anything but flawless, actually. And they made it to finals that year, and that one split. And then ever since then, they've been a powerhouse in the LPL, actually. If it's really true and they're spending like 14 million on their roster, that better win Worlds. You spend that much money, just saying. There needs to be some results there, but they have results. They've won every fucking tournament they've been a part of since the year started. So we'll see how it goes. But we'll see you guys next week, okay? More pre-recorded content coming out for you guys. It's all recorded, and that's gonna be listening to you guys. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you guys next week. We're about to hit we're at the mid part of this season, right? I think we are.
Yep.
About the mid part of the season, actually. So if anyone asks, we will have episodes in the off season. We will. Well, we always have. We're only gonna have one episode a week anyway, so we'll be pretty much good there. Thank you guys for the support. I love you all. See you guys later. Good night, and hope you guys had a great weekend.